Welcome back. So this time we're going to be looking at the top or the OJBLL tier list in terms of teams that are in the league. Now, I've only been to 14 arenas that are in the Ontario Junior B Lacrosse League. So I decided, why don't we have a little bit of fun here? The last four teams of the Ontario Junior B Lacrosse League for 2025 are getting set to play their game ones. Of course, we're going to have Anowarakowa and Akwesasne starting their series on Friday night here at 8 p.m. But I wanted to dive into a little bit of fun stuff before we get into the serious stuff. So 3 years ago we recorded a video power ranking the arenas in what was then the LHCO, or what the Anowarakowa Minor Hockey played in. Now we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to power rank the arenas, or we're going to put on a tier list the arenas of teams where I've been to. Now there's going to be, these are the predominant arena for each team, like the primary arena for each team. So there are a couple of teams that use multiple arenas throughout the course of the season, but I'm just going to be sticking with the primary arenas. The only arena that will have an exception here is Orillia, because I've only ever been to the Rama Mask Arena. I've never been to Rotary Place. So let's get into it here with the first team on this list. The first arena is the ILA, or that's the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. That's where the Six Nations Rebels would play. I'm not going to really need to get into this one for too long, because the arena, simply put, is state of the art. This is everything that I would look at and say, wow, this is an absolute incredible lacrosse arena. The cafeteria is state of the art. The locker rooms are great. Obviously, having a junior A team in the same arena and major series lacrosse, and then of course the arena itself, very visually it's very nice to see, because all the seats are orange. You got chairs throughout the arena, or seats throughout the arena. And then you got the gym within very visible distance. You have posters of the players, and past and present. You got a broadcast booth. This, to me, is the very, very easy S tier ranking. That's the ILA. That's where the Six Nations Rebels play. Very, very easy for me to put them in that tier. Next up on the list is another Western Conference team, Elora. So this is the Elora Community Center. So last year, this is where I was for the finals of the Ontario Junior B Lacrosse League. The staff there, by the way, was incredible and tremendous. And if we happen to play you once again, if we beat Akwesasne and you beat Orangeville, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you again, because you were extremely helpful with me. This arena is not going to be ranking in the S tier. There's not going to be too many arenas either that you'll see in the F tier either. These are all OLA Junior B quality, so obviously you're not going to have like the barn in Huntington, Quebec, for example, ranking. All due respect, sorry Huntington, I know I pick on you all the time, but just your arena is not my favorite place to be. So this arena in Elora, stands are only on one side. The parking lot is a little difficult to navigate, but what I like is that it's like there's a bit of a hill going there, and Elora itself is not like a large city per se, even though Center Wellington has a lot of lacrosse players, because it's basically all those communities around. What I was told during the final last year was the arena in Fergus, they simply won't play it there. Whether or not that's because it's Elora's choice, or because Fergus doesn't want them, or the arena's not available, I digress. Moving back to the Elora Community Center, it's what I would consider like, your average everyday arena. It's nothing that's going to blow you off the top. It's not quite like the ILA, but at the same time, I'm not going to be able to put it in F, simply because the dressing rooms are pretty nice, and like the canteen is it's okay. I don't think it's quite F tier. I can't even put it in D. I think I'm going to put it a solid C tier. That's where the Elora Community Center goes. So next up is Orangeville Now, this is the Alder Street Recreation Center. If it was Tony Rose, this would be an easy S. Because the prestige, it just feels like you're in a lacrosse sanctuary. But Alder Street is not too shabby in itself either. I really like the fact that it feels like kind of a college town arena, while not necessarily being known for Northmen legends of the past. They still have one, I believe it's 5 Founders Cups, and they're going to be battling Elora, and then if they beat Elora, whoever comes out of the East, to try and get position in the Founders Cup this year. So, they've made it to the Final Four. They're the only team, I believe, to actually make it into the conference final each of the last 3 seasons in OJBLL. Alder Street is great. They have some good venues in the back. It's a very, very upscale, nice area of Orangeville. It's not quite Tony Rose. The dressing rooms are pretty nice. I can't put it in S tier simply because that's got to be reserved for like the Pinnacle, and me, Tony Rose, would be in there, even though it gets ridiculously hot in that arena. Alder Street, I'm going to put it in A. I think it's an A tier. It's one of those arenas that are like, A minus, B plus, and I feel like there's a lot more positives there than there are negatives. I'm going to put that in a solid A tier, A minus, B plus. Glass half full guy, let's put it in the A minus here. All right, so next up we've got the Garnet B. Rickard Arena in Bowmanville. That's where the Clarington Green Gaels play. We were just here a couple of weeks ago. Very, very nice arena. The parking lot is awesome. There's a lot of venues in and around the arena where you can go. The front room is like a very nice, cold, relaxing place to get to. And then you get into the arena, and obviously that's where the hot stuff is. Although to the Clarington Arena credit, to their credit, Game 1 was a lot hotter than Game 2. The stands go all the way around the arena, and I've mentioned this like in my last video too. I'm a big fan of that, and I think overall, like the layout, having a nice place where you, as a film presenter or broadcaster like me, in my case, I like that too. The benches are on the same side, and you'll see that as the case for the majority of these arenas. I'm going to say I got to put it in a solid B tier. I think it belongs in that arena, in that realm. It's a good place to go watch a lacrosse game. It's not going to blow you off your feet, but it's obvious that the community comes together for it. Moving on now to Gloucester, Earl Armstrong Arena. This is a good old barn, surrounded by a lot of new development. You got a lot of, you got some stores and you got some restaurants within a bird's eye view of it. No canteen inside, and vending machines which seemingly haven't worked for a few years. I've never been able to get up into that booth where you can have like a bird's eye view, which I think would probably increase the score a little bit for me. But overall, I mean, it's not necessarily an arena that's going to blow you off your feet. It's something I think that if they can get somewhere else in the not so distant future, it would certainly be an upgrade. But I don't think overall it's the worst. I can't put it quite in F tier because there are some positives. Like they got the stands going all the way around, and again, for me that's just big. But they're missing out on quite a few things. Like there's no canteen, or every time I've ever gone, it's never been open. No, I'm not gonna put it. I'm gonna put them in D. I think they belong in the D tier. They do have a couple of positives going for it. It keeps them out from the bottom. Howard Darwin in Nepean. That's the home of the Knights. This is what I call your everyday average Joe arena. It's a lot like Elora's arena, except I feel like the stands are a little less higher, or they're a little higher up. So you got a little more of a bird's eye view when you're looking down at the players than you would in Elora. They have a snack teen, I like to call it. They have like snacks that are available for purchase. They don't have meals. They have snacks though. This is one of those arenas where a lot of it screams like good, decent, not great. So I can't really put it up there with like the ILA, or I can't put it up there with Alder Street. I don't even think I can put it with Rickard. But the stands are all on one side. There's a lot of space seemingly around it too. Like there's a soccer field there, but there's also a Harvey's right down the street if you get hungry. See, I'll put it in C tier. I think it has a little bit more going for it than Armstrong does. Put Nepean's Howard Darwin Arena in the C tier. So here's where our exception's going to be. I mentioned it off the top. Like I've never actually been to Rotary Place, so this one I'm only going to evaluate the Rama Mask Arena on Rama First Nation, home of or former home of the Orillia Kings. Now it's Rotary Place. Guys, if you've never been able to check out a game at the Mask, it is a fantastic treat. I'm a big fan of this arena. They're missing only a couple of things, but like the stands, for example, don't go all the way around, but still they've got like a lot of things there that I really feel is like not state of the art, but not too far off from it. I was tempted to put them in C, like when I was starting this video off. I think to me that they belong maybe a little higher. I'm torn. I think I'm gonna put them in B tier. Yeah, I think I'll put them in B tier. I feel like that arena, the Mask, has a little bit more going for it than Howard Darwin does, or the Elora Community Center. I'm going to put them in B tier. And again, folks, this tier list, it's my opinion. If there's anything you want to add or you want to change or you want to include, you can include your own opinions on it. And maybe make it in response to this video as well. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscription. We're trying to get to 2,500 subscribers. Last check, we're at 2278. All right, so now it's Halton Hills. Specifically, though, the Gordon Alcott Arena, because the Gordon Alcott Arena is part of the Moldmasters sports complex. So specifically, we're going to look at the Gordon Alcott Arena. Obviously, you got to go outside the arena to get food, but the food is available right at the bottom of the steps. The canteen's always open. They have really delicious fries. Pretty nice dressing rooms as well. They got a water bottle to your that you're able to use. You got to go down the stairs and turn the corner to get to the washrooms. This is a good arena as well. I don't know if I can place it at that A tier. It's like that A minus B plus range. I'll put them ahead of the Gaels. I'll put them in the B tier. I think it's slightly ahead of the Rickard Arena. Gordon Alcott Arena, it's surrounded by so much. If you're new, if you're in that area, go check it out. Now we're going to go to the Mimico Arena. In Mimico, I know they played a couple of games out of Port Credit this year in Mississauga. That would be like a B plus A minus nominee as well. But for this Mimico Arena, yeah, there's parking can be tough. You're in kind of an industrial area of town too, where there's not a whole lot of services. Stands are on one side. It gets really hot. The dressing rooms leave a little bit to be desired, and then when you film there, yeah, it's an old arena. It could be tough to get some reception in there. I have to say it. I think this might. I can't put that in the same length as Gloucester. I think Earl Armstrong's got a little bit more going for it than Mimico Arena. I have to say that this is probably in F tier. I gotta put it there. I feel somewhat bad doing it, but now if they make the move to Port Credit, where Mississauga Tomahawks played, I feel like you're gonna be looking at A minus B plus category area. But for this exercise only and at this certain time, considering I haven't been there in a couple of years, I gotta put them in F. I got to put the Mimico. This is the Mimico Arena specifically. Put them in F tier. Next up, Brampton Memorial Arena. You know, when I first walked into that arena, I was like, damn, this might be D or F tier. But when I got to walk around and walked into the canteen and saw how much space they got, and you know, the arena seats they leave a little bit to be desired because they're made of wood and they're a little old, but this can't go in the F tier for me. The dressing rooms are downstairs. It's a nice little thing. Like, as soon as you walk in there, you got to take a left and go down those stairs. And then you got the bird's eye view at the top, a great place to broadcast. I feel like that alone might elevate it up a little bit. I put it over Armstrong. No, I think I'll keep it in D tier. It's not the worst. There's a couple of redeeming qualities for it. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think I'll put it in C tier. I think it belongs in C tier because there are a few redeeming qualities for the arena, which I'm really a fan of. And it's like those old arenas, if they're able to preserve it, if they're able to keep it healthy, they're able to keep it running, I'm a fan. At least like in the sense of putting it as like an average everyday arena. It's in a good part of town. Yeah, C tier is about right. All right, next up, Anowarakowa, Akwesasne. This is a masterpiece. Great air-conditioned rooms for me. Like, it's just a selling point. There's the canteen leaves just a slightly bit more to be desired. But other than that, I mean, you got the turf out there. You have the stands that go all the way around. You've got not as many seats as the sports complex in town, but you certainly do have like a lot there that, you know, you can tell this community really put a lot into it. And then just like Six Nations, you got that park in the parking lot, and you're right by the river. There's really no better view, at least in the interior, than at Anowarakowa. If you want something, there's no better view in the exterior than at Anowarakowa. You have the International Bridge, you got the water right there. If you want an interior view that is unparalleled, I'd say that might be Six Nations. That would be Tony Rose. But yeah, I have to put it in S tier. It's simply one of those arenas that it's an absolute treat and a privilege to go to each and every single time that you're there. Next up, we have West Durham, home of the West Durham Ironheads, Ajax Community Center. This is another one of those arenas to me that it feels like there's so much more that they could do. Specifically this rink, because you remember, like, the Ajax Community Center, there's swimming, there's a whole lot of other things, kind of like Barry's arena. That there's a little bit here to be desired. I think I'm gonna put him in C tier behind Brampton though, and I might flip flop Six Nations and Akwesasne when I have the chance to. Like, I still got another couple of things to run down. West Durham, the Ironheads, Ajax Community Center, they have that exit that you come out the back. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll put them ahead of Brampton. I don't think I'll put it there in the C tier. Next up, Twinney Arena, Newmarket. Folks, if this had a canteen that was visible, it would be the perfect arena. The setup is great. There's plugs everywhere for me to do broadcasting visually inside this arena. I'm telling you, it is wonderful. Bang up job, Newmarket. This arena is a wonderful place. Like, you go in there, there's plenty of space to go. There's stands that go all the way around. The dressing rooms are state of the art. This for me is an easy S tier. Without a doubt, you got to put Newmarket in that S tier. And last, Kahnawake Hunters, Kahnawake Sports Complex. In having gone to all of the arenas that we've mentioned in here, you have a canteen where you can eat. You have individual seats where you could sit in. I know here in the community, like, we kind of just take it for granted because it's in our backyard, but I'm telling you, there's a lot here. Then there's a lot that we are fortunate to have. The turf is just like, it enhances everything. You got purple seats. I mean, I'm not somebody that can put it in S tier simply because I don't want to toot our own horn too much, but you have to say that the sports complex in Kahnawake is at least an A tier because of that. Like, it's just so wonderful. I feel like we're super lucky to have it. Overall, though, you see a lot of these arenas, even the D and the F tier, like, I had some negative things to say, but I mean, Mimico Arena is not the worst arena I've ever been to. Earl Armstrong, for minor lacrosse games, is a terrific place to record. And if they open up the upstairs, if I was able to get the bird's eye view, I think I'd probably put it up. But there we go. Which choices do you agree with? Which ones do you think should go lower? Which ones do you think should go higher? Do you want to include a response video to it? There we go. That's the OJBLL Arena tier list for 2025. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe.